All right, let's talk about ROI on my $45,000 properties. So you could get 5% interest on a high yield savings account, which would be guaranteed, but that's not going to last forever. So I'm getting between $1,200 and $1,300 a month on my properties right now. Now keep in mind that rents go up, and I'm not talking about appreciation, and I'm not talking about that I always get a 20% deal when I buy a property. I always get equity built into the deal. I'm not hoping and praying for appreciation, but I still get it. We're forcing appreciation. So let's talk about the numbers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pay 45 grand for this property, and then I'm going to cash out refinance it. When I cash out refinance, they require 25% equity. So that's what this is right here. And I'm expecting around a 7% interest rate. But rates are actually dropping right now. And I'm going to get a 30-year mortgage. And lastly, we're paying about $4,000 in prepaid interest from the beginning when you get a loan. So next, I'm paying about $700 a year in property tax on these properties. So what is that, like 50 bucks a month, 60 bucks a month? And my insurance is about $70 a month. Now my insurance is insuring these for about 150 grand because that's what it costs to build a property today, which is why the insurance is so high. If one of these properties burned down, I would just sell the property and buy 5 more properties. So my tenants pay all of the utilities, which is why I don't buy multifamily, because you may end up paying some of the utility, like garbage or snow removal. So I always account for about 8% in management fees, because somebody has to manage it, even if it's you. And then the internet said a healthy vacancy is 3.8%, but with Section 8, they stay much longer than the average tenant because they don't have the money to move around. The average Section 8 tenant stays in a property between 7 and 8 years. But I believe that they stay probably a lot longer in single-family houses rather than apartments, which is why I buy single-family houses, which makes for less turnaround and less fixes to the house. Now, lastly, the internet suggests 1% for maintenance. Well, so when I buy these properties, not only are they pretty much rental ready, but I'm going to clean up anything that needs to be done. I'm going to make sure I have at least 10 years on the roof. The house is going to be painted nicely, and we may even have new flooring. So anything that really needs to be done is going to be paid for by the tenant because it's going to be them destroying it. There will be the occasional fixes. So that's why I put it into my numbers. But generally, I don't have to do anything for my properties probably for about 5 years after buying them. Okay, so now let's talk about the ROI. So this is the return on investment overall, and this is called cash on cash return. Now, this is based on the $45,000 purchase price, and this is based on $11,000 that I'm going to have in the property once I refinance. So I'm buying with 45 grand, and then I'm getting all of it back, and I'm going to have 11 grand in the property as equity. So if you do this right, actually you're going to get an infinite return because you're going to have zero money in the property. You're just going to have your profit that you gained by getting a good deal. So with all this information, I'm getting about a 25% overall return, but then I'm getting a 54% cash on cash return, meaning that I'm going to be getting roughly 54% of this every year.